Hey, good morning. It's Fortune Cookie Friday. This is the 5am Mester Scrum Show. Hope you're doing well. It is Friday, and it's also trash day. It's why I'm late. It's 6:17 right now, and we're live. We're a live show. We talk about Agile and Scrum in a tactical and practical way. And I'm Greg Mester, Scrum Master, Agile Coach, Scrum Master, and Agile Coach. And then we do it so you can be home with your family and friends, even though you're home with this coronavirus, stuck at home. The idea is that you do your work, you're done, and then you get to hang out with your family and friends, or at least FaceTime or WebEx them or Zoom them or do something with them and your family, because they know that you're around and you can't do nothing. And what we also do it so you can bring value to the customer, even during this coronavirus. Ideas, thoughts. How do we keep bringing value to the customer and to the business as we go? And maybe you work your side gig, whatever you're doing during this pandemic. And we do it without working 60, 80 hours a week, so that we have some more time for fun. Does that make sense? It's good. I think it's good. Anyway, we are going to do Fortune Cookie Friday. Yay! And I got a couple little short things. Sorry, late. Today is Friday, and it's trash day here in Philly. And of course, Eddie decides, he wakes up, I'm doing the trash day, Dad. I'm going to take care of it. I'm like, okay. So I had to take care of the trash. The good thing is, he's taken on responsibility and helping out around the house, and he likes to help. So it was cool. And then we walked around because, of course, people put their recyclables out in these really flimsy things. And we had big gusts of winds coming through last night. So there's trash all through the street. So we walked up and down the street, collect recyclables, put them in the recycle bin so they can get picked up. So that's why we're a little bit later today than normal. And I got a little kitty cat over here who's just looking for attention. But we don't talk about cats, though we have videos. Oh, by the way, Eddie's got 455,000. Here's a little cattail. Doo-doo-doo, cattail. 450,000. Here, Ed. Here, Bubbles. Woo, there's a tail right there. Views in YouTube for his little thing, so it's pretty cool. He may have 500,000. Anyway, so let's talk Agile and Scrum, the geeky stuff that we talk about. So we're going to talk about two things here today: leadership and where you're going to be at once this pandemic's over. And then, just doing the Zoom thing during a pandemic. So we'll talk about that, some fun stuff that's going on. And then we're going to do Fortune Cookie Friday. Okay? So leadership. Let's think about this the other day. And a while ago, I had my boss. He says, they track how many people come in and out of the facility. And if you haven't checked in or walked into the facility within the, so many days, that your managers get notified that so-and-so hasn't been at the office in the past, I don't know, 2 weeks, month, I don't know what it's going to be. But here's the thing, right? So as a leader, this is an opportunity to help to learn something from this pandemic, to gain, and from an organization or company, right? And the idea being is that we're doing all this work from home. And I know there's everybody working from home, no one's in the office getting stuff done, still getting productive, things like that. I mean, we have all these metrics in place. We'll be practicing for a month. The question is, can you use that same response to your employees after the pandemic's over? Can you tell them, well, you have to be in the office? For what purpose? We just spent a month working from home and we were pretty productive. How much more value added is that being in office? So one of the things I would definitely think of if I was a leader, how I would change my paradigm, right? From an agile paradigm, and any leader, whether it be waterfall, whatever you're doing, how do we build this model where people can work from home, have a little better work-life balance, don't always have to be in the office every day? I mean, if we really build these self-organizing teams, do you really need to be in the office every day? No, they can survive. If we do duplication, or not duplication, but we have overlap of people have some of the same skills, do you need to be in the office every day? No, right? And we even have it where you can see everything. Everything's been online. So My only concern and my advice to leaders is I don't think you could use that excuse anymore that you have to be in the office anymore. So just think about that, because your employees, if they're smart in any way, shape, or form, will reverse it right back on you. So think about it. Maybe it's a reward. Maybe you transform it into a reward for your people as you run your businesses. We learned a lot from this pandemic. I think we're going to try to allow for more work at home so that you can get more time with your families and have a good work-life balance. And making an ad campaign, it's not going to cost you any money. You already learned, you put all this infrastructure in, everything's there. I'd say do it, And we did suggest the other day with like sprint planning day, you can make that a work from home day because it really doesn't hurt anything. But just think about that from a leadership perspective. So improve the work life, the workforce, life of your workforce after the pandemic's over. Maybe you should tell them that. Make it an incentive during this pandemic. Go out and say, hey, we're all working from home, and asking all employees to think about how we can take some of this work from home ability. Would you like to do this after the pandemic's over? How will we do it? How will we measure it? How will we ensure that we are producing the value that we should be producing for the customer? Get some buy-in from your people during this event. Give them some hope and joy and future-looking good things. So this is something to share with your people. So if you're a leader, try it out. It'd be awesome. I would love to hear if a leader actually does this with their people. If you don't do it with your people, then I don't know. Anyway, so did I mention to you all that my wife's work has started doing a cocktail hour on Fridays via Zoom? So I was showing them how to do it. And it's really cool. They get to do this bonding. So there's all these good stuff coming out of this pandemic. Besides not working. I feel bad. My wife's not working. It's just like, but there are some benefits that are being found that you can find some silver lining in any event, anything going on. They're doing a Friday, her coworkers, so they can stay close together and kind of share and talk about it and de-stress a little bit. They're doing like a trivia and cocktail hour on Friday nights, and they do Zoom, and she's asking me, so I'm showing. So for me, from a business person using this technology, I'm learning how the technology works because I'm helping my wife get what she wants with her friends. So they're doing this little cocktail hour thing where they all get together. They get used to the product, the tech, right? And I think what they want to do in the future, they do a lot of occupational therapy and stuff like that, carpal tunnel stuff with the hands. And maybe they might do some videos or some exercises, because no one's going to get any elective stuff done for months to come because of the way all this is shaping up. So they were trying to think of some technology. So at first they're using the technology for fun, get used to it, not get so intimidated by it, figure out how to get used to it. When they get used to it, then they're going to take it to the next step. But at least they're starting with something, right? So it's always good to start. But I want to share that with the positive. Now, one of the other positives, and maybe in the future, now everybody's worried about drinking and driving. Well, if you could take this as a virtual cocktail, you stay home, maybe have some friends or whatever. When we can actually not have the social distancing, though I think that's going to be for a while to come. I mean, you can have virtual cocktail hours. You can be at home, drink, don't have to drive. The bars don't like that idea, but if you're older, maybe if you're younger, you go out and have fun. You always want to socialize, but maybe if you just want to be home, don't have to drink and drive. Maybe this is a new thing. Maybe it'll lower the drinking and driving down, and you can still interact and be social with your friends, but do it from your home. I don't know. Something. It's different. Doesn't mean it's a total replace. And that's another thing about the Agile. Everybody thinks that everything has to be a total replacement of something else before. But in this, it's just a little enhancement. It's just a little added twist, a little bit of extra value to the process, right? It doesn't have to be a total radical transformation. Sometimes these little added little value things just bring back value to your customer and to yourself as an organization. So think about it. Maybe you have a little cocktail hour, put a Zoom meeting, you know, hey, let's all have ice cream together, have an ice cream social, coffee. I don't know, let's all have coffee on Zoom. I might do something like that here. So those are just some of the thoughts that I had about some leadership, some good positive things coming out of this, because everybody's so negative, and I figured I just want to share some positive. So one positive, leaders, take this as a chance, challenge your employees to figure out how can we do this work from home post pandemic, right? And maybe add that little extra to work-life environment. And then the other thing, from a personal interaction with your group, maybe have once a week, get together with your friends and family. You don't have to drive anywhere. You have to do it. You just do it via Zoom. This is a thought. With that, doing Fortune Cookie Friday. Yay, Bubbles. Yay, 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 yay. So for those who haven't seen, Fortune Cookie Friday is we take a fortune cookie, and I only got one left. I'm running out. So this pandemic, I'm gonna have to go to the Asian market and get some more fortune cookies in a big bag. But it's food. It's essential. This is food, so it's essential. So I can go out and get my fortune cookies. What we do is we open the sealed envelope from the accountant organization of Mester and Mester, and we pull out the readings. Maybe I might have to crush this one. Whoops, there we go. So it's in a sealed envelope, never seen before by human eyes, except for the guy who wrote it and put it in there, maybe. And we read the fortune and see how it applies to Agile, Scrum, life, business, whatever. Maybe because it's too early. But you know what? This is good for the pandemic. Come back later. I'm sleeping. Yes, cookies need their sleep too. So with that, I got that cookie. I don't know if you can read it or not. Maybe. There we go. So come back later. I'm sleeping. Yes, cookies need their sleep too. Some of the things I want to say two things with this thing. One, about the pandemic. It's really important to get your sleep and rest up and de-stress. And that's why we also talk about the time we talk about on the show. Not working 60, 80 hours a week. Not working 50 hours a week. Get down to 40 or whatever it would be. Working in lean fashion so that you can get sleep. So the cookie's right. Sometimes you need sleep. The other part I want to talk about is Agile and Scrum. I was in a meeting a little while ago, and everybody's thinking they're always like on driving, and it's the wrong attitude, to be honest with you. And then they always talk about, well, we always got to be producing, we always got to be doing something. And I just want to say, no, you don't. You produce when you get your stuff done. You're good. You go home, right? What I like to say is that on the last day of the sprint, and also the first day. So the last day of the sprint, you have your review, sprint review. You have your and then you have your sprint retrospective, right? Be honest with you, if you got all the stuff done and you get done early because you've been managing your backlog and not overcommitting, it's me. I'm not the boss. I'm not the company. But you know what? If you get everything delivered and you got the value, it's not a question of, are you in the office? We got it done. Go home, right? If I was a leader, I'd like, hey, you get your stuff done. Reward those teams that finish their backlog. Not to split stories and put stories in the next sprint, but the ones that really deliver whatever they committed to. If they get it done on the last day of the sprint, they did the review, they reviewed the customer, everything, and they did the retro and captured everything, let them go home early. Take a break. And then the same thing goes on sprint planning day, which people don't get. I call it sprint planning day for a reason. I think it's really important that everybody take that day. You shouldn't be testing. You shouldn't be coding. You shouldn't be doing any makeup work for the sprint you missed before. You got to take a break. And this is your break. So you got 2 days on the break. You got the last day. Take a break, relax. Maybe do some outdoor retrospectives, relax. When this comes back, we all go to restaurants, if any are still around. Go out and enjoy some social time. And then on the first day, plan it out. Take all day. Think about the process. take it easy. Take a break from coding and testing on the first day of the sprint. You should be planning. You should be laying out how you want to solve the problem. You should be interacting, socializing with your teammates, and how do you want to solve these problems. You shouldn't be coding. You shouldn't be testing on the first day. That's my philosophy. That's the break I envision. And if you do safe, you have the IP sprint. That's a break. Let your mind escape, a mental break from the way you've been working to a different reality. Try some new things, experiment, get the brain working. So the fortune cookie's right. Come back later, I'm sleeping. Yes, cookies need their sleep too. Same thing with people, same thing with the performance and high performing teams. The last day, first day, take a break from coding. And on the IP sprint, if you're doing safe, take a break from doing your normal stuff. Come up with inventive ways. Give your brain, some part of your brain, a break. All right? With that, it's Friday. Have a good day. Enjoy your day with your virtual friends and family. And may you enjoy the weekend. And we will be back Saturday and Sunday. Probably going to do some Coke stuff. I got to go find a tube. I'm going to see if we can make it do a rocket ship. And have some fun over the weekend with the family. All right. Take care. Have a great day. Enjoy. Bye. Happy scrumming. Eddie wants to say bye. You want to say bye, Ed?
Bye.
There you go. Bye, Ed.
Bye, Bubbles.
See ya. Happy scrumming. Have a good